No, I didn't. It was always writing. And I'll tell you, cameras and I not have a friendly relationship. I remember several years ago, I did a piece for Smithsonian in the Arctic, and they bought me a camera, and they said, uh, take pictures of all the people you interview. That's all you have to do. I hated it. I hated it because what would happen is I'd get to a village and I'd be with the number two Department of Interior, number two Secretary, Department of Interior, and I'd have 5 minutes to ask him questions, and I'd have to spend two of them taking his picture. And 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 not only that, but the second you take out a camera, there's a distance between you and a source. And there was that. And then there was the fact of my ineptitude when it came to operating the camera. And the camera story, which I remember, is years ago when I just had a camera for pleasure before I forgot even that. I had a terrific assignment, probably my favorite assignment ever, and it was to spend a month on a research base in Antarctica, which I did. It was just great. It was a little base, 30 people, mostly scientists, just the best bunch of people. Terrific month in any way you can imagine. And there was amazing wildlife outside the base. And one day, humpback whales came, just a big bunch of humpback whales. And we all got in Zodiac boats and we went out into the bay. And these humpback whales are coming up all around us and going down. Later, someone showed me a video of us in the Zodiacs, and everyone's looking at the whales, and I'm playing with this camera. And and to make matters worse, didn't even work when I took the pictures. So like camera, no, that's right. Maybe I'm deluding myself. In fact, probably I'm deluding myself. But you know how they say a picture is worth 1,000 words? I like to think that the right word is worth 1,000 pictures. And I have found that in those rare instances when I've taken pictures, my memories are not as strong as they are in instances where I was forced to really pay attention to what I was seeing and not rely on a camera to capture it. And not just in terms of color but how things felt. Antarctica is actually a perfect example because that whole landscape reeked of viscosity. And in photographs, things look fixed and solid like rock. But in reality, an island the next day would be two islands, and the next day three, and the next gone. Or glacier would change. And after a while, the entire landscape, you knew viscerally that it was moving. You couldn't see it was moving, but you knew it was moving. And I remember one day the scientists and the tech guys on the base went up on a glacier and they lowered me into a crevice on ropes. And I remember descending into this crevice on this rope. And the sense I had, because by then I'd been there long enough to understand that everything was moving, even if you couldn't see it. The sense I had was like a character in a science fiction movie. I had been inserted between the ticks of a clock, between two advancing waves of ice. And that sense of movement is my memory, rather than had I taken a camera down there and I'd see a mass of blue on a screen. So I think there are advantages that you don't think about when you don't use a camera too.